Hello and welcome everyone. In this review, I am going to talk about the book called The Orb Project. I keep hearing people wondering about orbs, especially with everything going on in The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch Docu-series on the History Channel. To provide some context, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch is a documentary TV series on the History Channel, now on its 4th season, that covers investigation of unusual phenomena and paranormal activity happening on one of the ranches in Utah State, United States. One of the phenomena the team of researchers encounters there on a regular basis is various orb-like objects, and everyone is constantly wondering what they are. I had a few personal experiences with orbs, so I spent some time researching the subject, but this is a story for another time. In this presentation, I wanted to share some information about a book called The Orb Project, which not many seem to know about. I came across this book a while ago, and since it was released at a time when YouTube was not as prevalent as it is now, there aren't many videos about it that I could recommend. So, I decided to create one myself. I hope that it provides some answers for you or at least points you in the right direction, as it's one of the best research books on the subject. A bit of a disclaimer: in the interest of time and audio quality, the narration for this video is created via a text-to-speech engine of the Edge browser. About the Orb Project book. The Orb Project is a book written by Míceál Ledwith, D.D., Doctor of Divinity, Doctor of Laws, and Klaus Heinemann, Ph.D. in experimental physics, was first published in November 2007 by Atria Books/Beyond Words Publishing. It revolves around a phenomenon that has captured the attention of countless individuals worldwide: orbs. These mysterious, luminous balls of light have been frequently caught on camera, sparking curiosity and debate among skeptics and believers alike. But what sets The Orb Project apart from other books on the topic? For starters, the authors bring a unique approach to their research. They initially conducted separate investigations into the orb phenomenon, each using different approaches and methodologies based on their respective backgrounds in theology and physics, an unlikely but not such an unusual combo, as both fields aim to understand the nature of reality just from different angles. What's fascinating is that despite their different research paths, they both arrived at similar conclusions about the existence and nature of orbs. Intrigued by the rapidly growing worldwide sightings of orbs, the authors were determined to answer two crucial questions. Are these orb features real, and could they be connected to realities beyond our normal human perception? As you can imagine, the implications of these questions are immense, leading to a fascinating journey through the realms of spirituality and the unknown. The Orb Project delves into their individual observations and findings, and then, the authors collaborate, comparing their results. This collaboration provides readers with a comprehensive and well-rounded understanding of the phenomena. Now, you might wonder, why is The Orb Project considered one of the best books on this subject? Here are a few reasons. Thorough research. Ledwith and Heinemann have meticulously researched the orb phenomenon, bringing credibility to their findings and conclusions. Experimental variance. The book presents observations from both indoor and outdoor situations, highlighting the consistency of orb appearances in diverse conditions. Orb intelligence. One intriguing aspect the authors explore is the indication of intelligence behind the orb phenomenon. They discuss how orbs may communicate with us and the implications of this interaction. Paradigm-shifting hypotheses. The book challenges conventional understandings of spirit, the afterlife, and the nature of reality itself. It prompts readers to question traditional beliefs and opens the door to new possibilities. Now, on to The Orb Project book chapter summaries. The Orb Project by Míceál Ledwith, D.D., Doctor of Laws, and Klaus Heinemann, Ph.D., foreword by William A. Tiller, Ph.D. Chapter summaries. Foreword, summary. Foreword is written by Dr. William A. Tiller, Professor Emeritus at Stanford University, who has extensive experience in both traditional science and psychoenergetic science. The foreword introduces the book's subject, which focuses on a phenomenon called orbs. These orbs are enigmatic, globular shapes that have been captured in photographs by tens of thousands of people, both at night with flash and during the day with and without flash, mostly using digital cameras. Dr. Tiller acknowledges the different beliefs surrounding orbs, with some people considering them physical entities, others seeing them as spirit entities, and still others attributing them to artifacts related to light scattering from airborne particulates. Drawing from his background in psychoenergetic science, Dr. Tiller presents his perspective on the orb phenomenon. He proposes that the appearance of orbs on Earth is not accidental but may be connected to a heightened awareness brought about by changes in human thinking and increased energies directed toward the planet by various life forms existing in both traditional and unseen dimensions. He sees the orb phenomenon as a positive experience for humanity and considers it to be the first of various communication manifestations to come in the future. Dr. Tiller explains the difference between psychoenergetic science and traditional science, with the former including human consciousness as a significant thermodynamic variable in the study of nature. He delves into the idea that human consciousness manipulates information and explores how human psychophysiology can be influenced by beliefs and intentions. The foreword also discusses Dr. Tiller's experiments and discoveries related to human intentions' influence on material properties, information entanglement, and the concept of R-space, reciprocal space, and D-space, direct space. He presents equations and findings from various experiments that suggest a profound connectivity between all parts of nature and the ability of human intention to influence different levels of physical reality. Dr. Tiller concludes by suggesting that the phenomenon of orbs may be related to the increased concentration of Kepler substance in the cosmos, leading to the growing magnitude of the placebo effect in double-blind experiments and an increased sense of connectivity between humans and their environment. He speculates that orbs may be life forms from a higher thermodynamic free energy state that can be imaged under the right conditions. In summary, the foreword explores the potential significance of the orb phenomenon in the context of psychoenergetic science, human consciousness, and a broader understanding of the interconnectedness of nature and the universe. Preface, Summary. The preface is written jointly by Míceál Ledwith, a Catholic theologian with a background in spirituality and Jesus research, and Klaus Heinemann, an experimental physicist with a deep interest in spirituality and spiritual reality. Both authors share their experiences and paths that led them to investigate the phenomenon of orbs. They explain how digital cameras started capturing circular-shaped optical anomalies, called orbs, which were not visible to the naked eye at the time of photography and had no apparent physical cause. This sparked various interpretations, ranging from considering orbs as spirits or disincarnate entities to attempts to debunk them as camera anomalies or atmospheric pollution. When approached by Cynthia Black, the editor-in-chief of Beyond Words Publishing, with the idea of combining their separate works on orbs into one book, both authors were intrigued. After reading each other's manuscripts, they found their perspectives complemented each other, resulting in a synergistic collaboration. Míceál and Klaus had independently pursued research on orbs, each approaching the phenomenon from their respective academic expertise in theology and physics. The preface emphasizes that the material presented in the book is the result of entirely independent research by two authors who had not known each other or their work before the collaboration. They believe that studying orbs can offer valuable insights into the nature of reality, as long as one avoids extreme skepticism or uncritical enthusiasm. Míceál and Klaus share their initial encounters with orbs and the mistakes and challenges they faced during their investigations. They invite readers with an open mind to explore the orb phenomenon for themselves and provide tantalizing suggestions on its implications for understanding reality. In summary, the preface introduces the collaboration between two researchers from different academic backgrounds and sets the stage for exploring the mysterious phenomenon of orbs with a balanced and open-minded approach. Part 1, The Orb Phenomenon, by Míceál Ledwith, D.D., LL.D.
Foreword to Part 1, Summary. The foreword is written by J.Z. Knight, who shares her life experiences and how she came to encounter the entity known as Ramtha. She grew up in impoverished circumstances in Texas, where her mother possessed innate healing abilities and had prophetic dreams. J.Z. Knight's encounters with Ramtha led her to transcend her physical reality and experience other dimensions, universes, and the afterlife. Ramtha's teachings challenged
people to apply them scientifically and practically to gain knowledge rather than merely believing. The foreword discusses Ramtha's teachings on orb entities inhabiting other planes of existence. J.Z. Knight had personal experiences with these orb beings, seeing them as balls of light with a significant life force, akin to what human beings are outside their bodies. She began to observe orbs faintly recorded on early digital photographs, and these experiences became a common occurrence at the Ramtha school events. Míceál Ledwith, the co-author, also embarked on a long-term study of these orb beings during Ramtha's teachings about them. He amassed a substantial collection of orb images, and this book describes his remarkable journey and experiences. He provides insights into detecting orbs and draws intriguing conclusions about their nature and the implications they have on fundamental beliefs that may need redefinition. In summary, the foreword sets the stage for exploring the phenomenon of orbs, introduces J.Z. Knight's experiences with Ramtha and the orb entities, and emphasizes the importance of scientific and practical exploration in understanding the nature of orbs and their potential impact on our beliefs about reality. Introduction: There are more things in heaven and on earth. Summary. The introduction sets the stage for exploring the phenomenon of orbs, which are mysterious spherical or circular shapes that appear in photographs, often not visible to the naked eye. The author discusses the long history of paranormal phenomena across cultures, such as ghosts, hauntings, and unexplained events, and how these experiences have influenced beliefs about the afterlife and the supernatural. The advent of digital cameras brought about a significant increase in the frequency of capturing orb-like anomalies in photos. The author acknowledges having taken orb pictures as early as the 1990s with a film camera, but notes that digital cameras made it easier for anyone to observe and study these enigmatic entities. The author emphasizes that the orb phenomenon is not restricted to experts or spiritual individuals, and that anyone with a simple digital or film camera can capture and evaluate orb images. While the orb phenomenon has been associated with the paranormal and supernatural, the author argues that it should be treated as a subject of physics rather than faith. Addressing potential skepticism, the author acknowledges that some explanations for orb-like appearances include dust particles, lens flares, and camera flaws, but they assert that genuine orb phenomena can be distinguished with experience. The chapter stresses the importance of approaching the subject with a rigorous scientific attitude while avoiding prejudice or uncritical dismissal. The author highlights a study by Gary E. Schwartz and Catherine Kreth that cautions against hastily attributing orbs to paranormal agency, but also acknowledges the need for more comprehensive data analysis. The chapter concludes with the recognition that the orb phenomenon presents new and profound questions about dimensions beyond the material world and its potential implications for religious beliefs and human understanding of reality and existence. Chapter 1: A Photographic Journey of Discovery. Summary. Chapter: A Photographic Journey of Discovery begins with the author's introduction to the phenomenon of orbs, initially hearing about them through the accounts of J.Z. Knight and teachings by Ramtha. Intrigued by this subject, the author embarks on a systematic approach to photographing orbs, capturing thousands of orb images on their property. The first breakthrough in the author's investigation occurs a few months into photographing orbs when they notice that the number of orbs appearing in photos increases significantly over time. This observation leads the author to suspect that there might be a connection between the orb's presence and their sustained focus and interest. The second breakthrough comes when the author discovers that some of the orb images assume hexagonal shapes, reminiscent of the hexagonal pattern produced by a 6-leaf camera shutter. The author theorizes that the hexagonal shapes are created when the camera shutter is only partially open, cropping the orb images. This leads to the realization that the orbs might be generating light from within themselves, and the camera flash triggers this process, making the orbs visible to the camera. The concept of ionization is introduced as a possible explanation for the phenomenon, where rainfall or high humidity might excite the atmosphere's electrons and cause ionization. This ionization could lead to fluorescence, where photons are generated from within the orbs and recorded on the camera CCD. The author then delves into the possibility of communication with orbs. After observing the hexagonal shapes, the author decides to test a theory that the orbs might be capable of some form of electromagnetic communication. They pose questions and interpret the appearance of hexagonal or spherical orb images as yes or no responses. The author reports experiencing a lengthy period of communication through this process. The chapter concludes by summarizing the key findings: that sustained photography improves orb image capture, the orbs seem to generate light from within themselves, the camera flash helps make them visible to the camera, ionization may play a role in the process, and the author's communication experiment led to interesting results with hexagonal and spherical shapes standing for different responses. Chapter 2: The Significance of Orb Coloring. Summary. Chapter 2 delves into the significance of the colors exhibited by orbs in orb photography. The author explains that orbs appear in various colors such as red, white, blue, green, gold, and rose. Understanding these colors provides essential clues about the nature of orbs. The discussion begins with an exploration of human vision's limitations, as it can only detect electromagnetic radiation within a specific range known as the visible spectrum. Beyond this range are frequencies such as infrared and ultraviolet, which are typically invisible to the human eye but may be captured using specific devices like digital cameras. The chapter introduces the concept of fluorescence, where certain objects absorb light energy and later release visible light of lower energy when the original light source stops. The author suggests that orbs exhibit fluorescence, which allows their colors to be visible to digital cameras. Orbs appear to absorb light photons and then emit them as lower frequency photons, which become visible to the camera. The author emphasizes that orbs may belong to realms beyond the visible light spectrum and might represent different levels of reality or planes of existence. By analyzing the wavelengths of the colors emitted by orbs, one can gain insights into the realms they inhabit. The implications of these discoveries challenge traditional beliefs about ghosts, spirits, and the afterlife. Orbs' existence may suggest a more complex understanding of reality, with different planes of existence or dimensions coexisting. The study of orbs may provide insights into these other realities and their implications for our understanding of ourselves and the cosmos. Overall, Chapter 2 offers a scientific exploration of the nature of orbs, connecting them to fluorescence, light frequencies, and realms of existence beyond the visible spectrum. It challenges conventional notions and invites readers to consider a broader perspective on reality and the spiritual dimensions. Chapter 3: Enormous Variety of Orb Manifestation. Summary. In Chapter 3, the author delves into the great variety of orbs that have appeared in their photographs, further supporting their preliminary conclusions about the nature of orbs and related phenomena. The chapter begins by summarizing the two main conclusions reached so far. 1. Orbs are not composed of an ethereal substance like ectoplasm, but rather electromagnetic in nature, most likely energy fields. 2. Orbs emit radiation that includes near-infrared frequencies, indicating they belong to realms beyond the material realm. With these conclusions in mind, the author proceeds to classify the observed orbs into different types. 1. Brown, red, white, blue, and pink orbs. These orbs appear in various colors, potentially indicating different levels of existence beyond the physical realm. 2. Plasmoid fields of different colors. Occasionally, orbs transform into plasma-like clouds, taking on various shapes, including human-like forms. 3. Veils. Some orbs manifest as graceful drapes of fine cloth, with no clear explanation for this phenomenon. 4. Energy spheres. Larger orbs that deviate from the typical circular form, having fluffy edges. 5. Red giants. These are exceptionally large orbs, with some displaying two intense points of red light near their circumference. 6. Skeletals. Orbs that seem to have holes or segments missing, possibly due to their transitional state between frequencies. 7. Vortices and torsion fields. The orbs can sometimes form into rotating vortices, potentially related to near-death experiences and quantum physics concepts. 8. Carnival lights. Pictures taken straight up into the sky resemble distant space bodies, similar to those captured by the Hubble Space Telescope. 9. Observational orbs. Orbs exhibiting different shapes, such as hexagonal forms, when viewed from specific angles. 10. Tricolor orbs. Orbs displaying different shades of color around their rims, indicating the direction of their movement. 11. Images within the orbs. Some orbs contain images of faces, including children's faces. 12. Orbs in fog. Humid and damp conditions facilitate abundant orb manifestations, but care must be taken to distinguish them from other particles. Throughout the chapter, the author provides visual examples, figures I3 through I58, of each type of orb, emphasizing the immense diversity in their manifestations. The intricate details, unique patterns, and various shapes exhibited by the orbs make them as individual as human fingerprints. The chapter concludes with a reference to ecto and plasma, Greek words for exteriorized substance, which may have connections to the nature of orbs. Chapter 3 reveals the extensive range of orb phenomena, challenging readers to consider the implications of these diverse manifestations and the potential insights they offer into higher realms of existence and energetic dimensions beyond our material reality. Chapter 4: Vortices and Torsion Fields, Orbs that may not be electromagnetic. Summary. Chapter 4 explores the concept of torsion fields and their potential relevance to the study of orbs. The author introduces the idea that there may be more than the four known interactions, electromagnetism, gravity, strong and weak nuclear forces, that govern nature's phenomena. Torsion fields, believed to exist by many scientists, can travel faster than the speed of light and are not subject to signal deterioration, suggesting the possibility of long-distance communication across the galaxy. The chapter highlights the similarities between gravitational fields and torsion fields, including the inability to be shielded by natural materials. While electromagnetic charges can be influenced and recorded by orbs, torsion fields can alter the spin state of physical objects, potentially affecting their weight and other properties. The author describes an experience with a large orb-like object and the distortion of photographs taken during that time, indicating the potential formation of a torsion vortex. The possibility of a torsion field affecting time-space fabric and warping reality opens up fascinating possibilities for understanding the nature of reality. The chapter concludes with suggestions for future experiments, including ionizing the air to observe orb effects and using powerful strobe lighting to enhance orb photography. Chapter 5, Tips for Photographing Orbs, Summary. In Chapter 5, the author provides practical tips for photographing orbs effectively. The author emphasizes that anyone with sufficient patience and dedication can capture orb and plasmoid pictures, and it is not limited to esoteric practices. The tips are derived from the author's extensive study in the field. 1. Digital or film cameras. Both digital and film cameras have their merits, but digital cameras are more suitable for orb photography. Digital cameras can capture near-infrared light, which is important as orbs often emit light in this spectrum. Some digital cameras have filters called hot mirrors that block near-infrared light, so the author advises buyers to test the camera sensitivity to near-infrared light using a TV remote control before purchasing. 2. CCDs in digital cameras. Digital cameras use CCDs, charge-coupled devices, to capture images. The author explains that the more pixels the camera's CCD has, the finer the picture quality will be. Higher pixel counts require more storage space but provide better definition in the images. 3. Use of strobe lighting. Using powerful strobe lighting during photography sessions enhances the amount of orbs captured in pictures. Strobe lighting causes orbs to fluoresce and become more visible in the images. 4. Avoid camera shake. Camera shake can result in blurry images. To prevent this, photographers should use a tripod or steady their hands when taking pictures. 5. Examine EXIF data. Digital cameras create EXIF files that store information about the picture, including date, time, and camera settings. These files can reveal if any manipulation has been done to the image after it was taken, making it possible to identify potential fakery. The chapter concludes by noting that digital cameras are more suitable for orb photography due to their near-infrared sensitivity and the ease of taking and reviewing multiple pictures, which is essential for capturing orb phenomena effectively. Chapter 6, Distinguishing False Orb Pictures from Real, Summary. In Chapter 6, the author addresses the factors that can cause false orb pictures, emphasizing the importance of distinguishing genuine orb phenomena from artifacts or technical issues. The author explains three main categories of false orbs. 1. Stray objects. These are accidental objects that can appear in the camera's field of view and may be mistaken for orbs. Examples include stray hair, camera straps, or other objects inadvertently obstructing the lens. 2. Atmospheric elements. Certain atmospheric elements can produce orb-like images when photographed. These include smoke, frosty breath, mist, fog, or small flying insects that are caught in the camera's flash. To avoid mistaking these for orbs, photographers need to be cautious and take appropriate care when shooting. 3. Technical problems. Two common technical problems that can produce false orb images are lens flare and bokeh. Lens flare occurs when light reflects multiple times within the camera lens, creating circular or orb-like forms on the image. Bokeh refers to the blur and disc-shaped effects that out-of-focus points of light can create in the background of a photograph. The author provides solutions for avoiding or minimizing these false orb factors, such as being mindful of the positioning of the camera relative to bright light sources and watching for characteristic concentric circles that genuine orbs often display. The author refutes the notion that false orbs can entirely explain away the orb phenomenon. Genuine orb images can be distinguished from false ones through careful observation, understanding camera settings, and recognizing patterns and behaviors unique to orbs. To debunk other suggestions, the author points out that atmospheric conditions do not adequately explain the appearance of orbs, and different photographers capturing orbs in the same location at different times further supports the genuine nature of the phenomenon. Additionally, digital camera errors, such as processing artifacts, produce distinct square shapes, not orb-shaped anomalies. The author concludes that experience and knowledge in orb photography can help discern genuine orbs from false ones, and that there are indeed authentic orb phenomena that cannot be solely attributed to stray objects or camera technicalities. Chapter 7, Orbs and Our Place in the Cosmos, Summary. In the final chapter of Part 1, the author acknowledges that the study of the orb phenomenon is still in its early stages, and many conclusions are yet to be drawn. The images presented in the book were carefully selected from a vast collection of over 100,000 images, all taken under various conditions and recorded with dates and times. The author asserts that the images have not been faked, and only minimal adjustments were made to enhance visibility. The investigations lead to several key findings. 1. Orb phenomenon. The analysis shows that the orb phenomenon is genuine and cannot be explained by conventional suggestions like dust particles, lens flare, or processing errors. 2. Orb light. Hexagonal forms observed in orbs indicate that they generate light from within themselves. This light is most likely a result of fluorescence triggered by photons from the camera flash, possibly aided by free electrons in the atmosphere. 3. Realms of existence. The author speculates that orbs may belong to electromagnetic realms of existence, distinct from the physical reality we inhabit. 4. Torsion vortex. The development of torsion vortexes in many orb photographs suggests the existence of orb forms that belong to torsion fields, which may hold significant implications for our understanding of this new reality. 5. Diversity of orbs. The study indicates that there are many different types of orbs, and their phenomena will likely continue to unfold. Some orbs may be related to higher frequencies, while others may have different characteristics. 6. Implications and beliefs. The author reflects on the implications of the orb phenomenon and how it challenges traditional beliefs about humanity's place in the cosmos. He suggests that the fear of the unknown and the idea of not being alone in the universe may drive some resistance to accepting new realities. 7. The nature of orbs. Orbs are not physical in the conventional sense, but they exist within our world. While they may not be supernatural, they challenge our perceptions of reality and demand further exploration. The author concludes that the orb phenomenon offers a unique opportunity to expand our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. Rather than being afraid of the unknown, we should embrace the possibilities that these new realities may present. Studying orbs allows us to explore dimensions beyond our conventional senses and perceive the interconnectedness of the seen and unseen worlds. The study of orbs has the potential to challenge limiting beliefs and open our minds to the vast possibilities of existence. Existence. Part 2, Orbs, Evidence of Divine Presence. By Klaus Heinemann, Ph.D. In this section of the book, titled Orbs, Evidence of Divine Presence, Klaus Heinemann, Ph.D., offers further insights and evidence related to the orb phenomenon. He begins by acknowledging his wife, Gundy, for her cooperation and assistance in taking many of the pictures presented in this section. He also expresses his gratitude to the Reverend Ron Roth for inviting him to take photographs during his intensive/seminars and for the stimulating discussions with Dana Duryea, who contributed photographs and insights to the section on Dark Energies, Low-Evolved Spirits in Chapter 10. Heinemann also thanks Art and Carol Schur and his daughter Connie for contributing photographs to this section. Part 2 Introduction. We are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. Summary. The author shares his personal journey of skepticism to becoming a believer in the orb phenomenon and the existence of highly evolved spirit beings. He recounts receiving photographs from a friend that captured dark spirits, which sparked his interest in exploring the topic further. He also describes how his daughter's photos of light beings at a school performance reaffirmed his belief in the positive nature of spirit emanations.
As a scientist, he emphasizes the need for concrete evidence to support his beliefs, which led him to capture and present his own photographs of spirit emanations as irrefutable scientific evidence. The author invites readers to explore this world of highly evolved spirit beings and their message through the evidence presented in the following chapters. Chapter 8, The Evidence, Summary. The author recounts his initial experience with photographing orbs during a healing prayer intensive seminar. He describes discovering a bright circular feature in one of the pictures, which led him to investigate further. After ruling out any potential camera defects or optical abnormalities, he realizes that he has captured a genuine phenomenon that he cannot explain using conventional scientific methods. This discovery sparks his interest in studying and documenting more occurrences of spirit emanations in photographs. The author believes that the appearance of the brightest orb in his first photograph was not accidental, but rather a deliberate way for the spirit world to grab his attention and demonstrate its reality to him. Since that initial experience, the author has photographed thousands of orbs, and he emphasizes the importance of learning the conditions and camera settings that are favorable for capturing these phenomena. To photograph spirit emanations, certain basic requirements must be considered. 1. Flash and mobility. Images of spirit emanations tend to appear only when photographs are taken with flash. Spirits move at incredibly high speeds, and their standard condition is one of super high-speed motion. Normal photographic exposure times, such as 1/60 th of a second, would not capture them clearly due to their rapid movement. To capture them, one must use a flash with an exposure time of approximately 1/1000th of a second or shorter. 2. Camera type. The author primarily used a Pentax Optio 330 digital camera, 3.34 megapixels, and a Nikon Coolpix 8800, 8 megapixels. However, the type or model of the camera used did not seem to affect the frequency of capturing spirit emanations significantly. 3. Photographic enhancement. Electronic image enhancement techniques can be used to increase the visibility of spirit emanations in photographs. Methods like contrast enhancement and color enhancement can be applied to bring out the details of the orbs more effectively. 4. Size and location changes. Spirit emanations can change their size, location, and rotation intentionally. This ability allows them to strategically position themselves in photographs or move about freely. 5. Spirits appear at various occasions. Spirit emanations are not limited to specific spiritual events. They can be captured in photographs taken at various occasions, including mundane gatherings, performances, and even in outdoor settings at night. 6. Strategic positioning. Spirit beings often position themselves in photographs among people or objects, suggesting potential meaning or messages behind their appearance. 7. Communication with spirits. The author attempted to communicate non-verbally with the spirit beings before taking photographs, requesting them to position themselves strategically and hold still during exposure. He noted a significant increase in the success rate of capturing spirit emanations after employing this practice. The chapter also includes several examples of photographs taken at different events, illustrating these various aspects of capturing spirit emanations. The author emphasizes that these observations provide evidence of the reality of spirit emanations and their interactions with the physical world. Chapter 9, Taking a Closer Look, Summary. In Chapter 9, the author delves deeper into the phenomenon of orbs and their appearance in digital photographs. They discuss the conditions necessary for capturing genuine images of spirit emanations and differentiating them from photographic abnormalities. The principal condition for capturing orbs is the use of an electronic flash in digital cameras, which is more effective than conventional film cameras. The digital camera captures images in the visible light spectrum, predominantly between 300 and 800 nanometers wavelength. This indicates that orbs emit light in the full, complete visible color spectrum, rather than being limited to specific wavelengths. The role of the flash is crucial in exciting the plasma globes, believed to be the source of orbs, to emit electromagnetic energy in the visible light spectrum. The author addresses skeptics and emphasizes the importance of discernment in distinguishing authentic orbs from fake ones created by reflections at dust particles or droplets. They provide general indicators for authenticity, such as photographing orbs in rapid motion, capturing orbs in successive image frames showing movement and changing size, and comparing multiple photos of the same scene taken within a short time interval to identify genuine orbs. The chapter stresses the need for careful analysis and experimentation with color and contrast enhancements to better understand and recognize true orbs. It also explores the potential significance of orbs appearing in extraordinary locations. Despite the challenges and debate surrounding orbs, the author asserts that genuine images of spirit emanations can indeed be captured and studied through careful observation and experimentation. Also in Chapter 9, the author explores the concept of stereophotography in capturing spirit emanations. Stereography, facilitated by two cameras positioned side by side, allows for the creation of stereo pictures, similar to the depth perception experienced by human vision. By overlapping and aligning the two images, a three-dimensional effect is achieved, offering a unique perspective of the photographed scene. To apply stereophotography to capture orbs, the author conducts an experiment to synchronize the shutters of two cameras at the exact moment of flash exposure. This requires precise coordination and is achieved by manually releasing the shutters with a 1/4 of a second exposure time setting on one of the cameras. The experiment produces stereo pictures, revealing intriguing results. The orbs captured in the two pictures are not in the same position or of the same size, indicating the presence of multiple orbs or their rapid movement. The author then investigates the reasons behind this unexpected phenomenon. To do so, additional experiments are conducted in a darkened room with a strong intention to invite spirit beings to exhibit their emanations. The results reveal that some stereo pictures show orbs only on one side, while others show none on either side. Furthermore, the experiment captures images of subtle energy field concentrations, which differ from the typical orbs in appearance and response to color enhancement. The chapter continues by classifying interior features of the captured orbs into distinct types, A to H. Each type exhibits unique characteristics, possibly indicating different classes or hierarchical levels of spirit emanations. Some emanations show perfect spectral harmony, emitting a full spectrum of colors, while others have lower intensity, softer features, or symmetric linear patterns. Additionally, certain types of spirit beings are observed to appear in different situations or with specific individuals. The chapter concludes with the author's acknowledgement that while the photographs and classification offer some insight into the nature of spirit emanations, there is much that remains beyond the realm of scientific explanation. The distinct features of the captured orbs suggest a connection between spirit beings and their energetic projections, influenced by intent and individual characteristics. As the study unfolds, the author emphasizes the need for further experimentation and observation to better understand the fascinating phenomena of spirit emanations. Chapter 10, Understanding the Findings, Summary. The chapter titled Understanding the Findings delves into the author's exploration and analysis of spirit emanations captured in photographs. The author raises intriguing questions about the nature of these phenomena and their significance. The chapter includes a comparison between the photographed spirit emanations and the apparitions reported in Medjugorje, emphasizing the scientific studies conducted on the visionaries who experienced the apparitions. Note, Medjugorje is a town in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's been an unofficial place of Catholic pilgrimage since the Virgin Mary allegedly appeared on Apparition Hill in 1981. The author hypothesizes that the purpose behind the Medjugorje apparitions may have been to establish credibility for the existence of the spiritual realm among skeptics and the scientific community. However, he laments that the impact of the Medjugorje events was limited, and the phenomena were largely dismissed as hallucinations or aberrations. In contrast, the author posits that the emergence of photography capturing spirit emanations might be another attempt by the spirit world to provide irrefutable evidence of its existence, as these photos are visible to everyone and can be considered scientific proof. The chapter discusses the appearance and frequency of spirit emanations in photographs and suggests that the number of orbs seen in an image does not necessarily imply any specific meaning or quality. The author speculates that the spirit world may be intentionally revealing itself through these photographs to humanity, possibly indicating concern about the world's direction. Additionally, the chapter touches upon the possibility of lower evolved spirits, which manifest as darker features in photographs. These dark energies are believed to be significantly less common than the emanations of highly evolved spirits, and their appearance is contrasted with the directional and intentional nature of the latter. The chapter concludes by suggesting that the advent of photography capturing orbs could lead to a significant shift in human consciousness. The visible evidence of the spiritual reality through these images challenges conventional beliefs and encourages a broader understanding of human existence beyond the physical realm. Overall, the chapter offers intriguing insights into the phenomenon of spirit emanations in photographs and invites readers to reconsider their perspectives on spirituality and the interconnectedness of the physical and spiritual worlds. Afterword, summary. In the afterword of The Orb Project, the author explores the concept of spirit-directed healing and its potential relationship to spirit emanations or orbs. The chapter presents a hypothesis on how spirit-directed healing might work, based on the observed characteristics of spirit emanations. The term, spirit-directed healing, refers to a form of healing where the healer acts as a channel for healing energy to flow through from the infinite power of the spiritual reality. The ultimate director of the healing activity is believed to be the Holy Spirit or evolved spirits. The author discusses 3 critical features of spirit emanations. 1. Extremely high mobility. Spirits move at speeds that may be beyond human comprehension, making it challenging to capture them in photographs. 2. Rapid expansion and contraction. Spirit emanations can change their size rapidly, and this affects their energy density. 3. High intelligence. Evolved spirits are assumed to possess vast intelligence, with the ability to acquire information and knowledge instantly. Based on these characteristics, the author presents a hypothesis for how spirit-directed healing may occur. Evolved spirit beings, through directed contractions and expansions of their energy fields, could selectively correct deficiencies at a molecular or cellular level, leading to healing. The process would be incredibly fast and precise, surpassing conventional medical treatments. The hypothesis is applied to explain the phenomenon of spiritual surgeries performed by healers like John of God and Ron Roth. Invisible surgeries, where the healer works on the energetic body of the patient, are seen as highly effective due to the speed and precision of the healing process. Visible surgeries, which aim to demonstrate the healing power to skeptics, involve 2 stages: a visible procedure to satisfy human curiosity and the actual healing performed at a molecular level. The chapter concludes with the idea that spirit emanations or orbs suggest a connection between the spiritual reality and human health, offering a potential mechanism for spiritual healing. The author emphasizes the boundless energy and healing capacity of the spiritual reality, implying that healing occurs when individuals tap into this infinite source. Author's conclusion, summary. In the concluding chapter of The Orb Project, the authors reflect on their joint research on orbs and the key questions they set out to answer. They confirm that the features captured in their photographs of orbs are genuine and indicate a connection with realities beyond normal human perception. With the increasing number of orb sightings worldwide, investigating these questions becomes crucial. Despite their different research approaches, the authors find commonalities in their observations. 1. The use of a flash is essential in photographing orbs, as they are likely recorded through fluorescence rather than reflection or scattering. 2. Orbs are abundantly present, and their frequency of appearances has significantly increased since their research began. 3. Skeptical arguments suggesting experimental deficiencies as the cause of orb photographs are not valid. 4. Orbs do not appear to be diffraction effects or images of physical objects. 5. The energy of orbs does not fit conventional physical electromagnetic waves or plasmas, yet they are energetic phenomena. 6. Orbs appear in random locations in series of pictures and display various forms and types. 7. Orbs exhibit signs of intelligence and seem to want to communicate with humans. 8. There is no evidence of adverse intent from orbs, they appear to convey unconditional benevolence. Based on these observations, the authors affirm that orbs are real and are connected to realms beyond the ordinary human perception. They seem to operate outside the conventional laws of physics but can communicate with us through digital cameras. The authors acknowledge that the true meaning and purpose behind the orb phenomenon remain largely unanswered, and some of the hypotheses they have proposed are still speculative. While their research is based on the most extensive body of evidence on orbs to date, they believe that there is much more to explore and understand. They encourage further research and invite others to participate in the exciting quest to uncover the deeper significance of orbs. In conclusion, the authors emphasize that orbs hold significant potential for redefining conventional understandings of spiritual matters and the realms beyond, leading to new insights and perspectives on the nature of existence and communication with non-physical entities.
This is the end of The Orb Project, book chapter summaries. If you're interested in reading a full version of the book, it's available in digital and print form in major online media retailers.